Manchester United just suffered a crushing 4-1 defeat at the hands of Newcastle, a loss not just in scoreline, but in spirit, in intensity, in identity. Yet, what stood out most wasn't the result itself. It was the reaction afterward. No outrage, no boos, no excuses. Just quiet, exhausted resignation. The sense of disappointment has lingered for so long that every defeat now feels expected. This wasn't a stumble, it was business as usual. A reflection of a broken team, aimless, passive, and spiraling downward with no signs of control. It's far from the first time United have been humiliated this season, but this time, no one even pretended to be surprised. Newcastle didn't even have manager Eddie Howe on the touchline. They came into the match with a rotated, injury-hit squad. Yet none of that mattered. From the first whistle to the last, they dominated. One team dictated the tempo. One team controlled every phase. And one team, Manchester United, simply stood by and watched it all unravel. Sandro Tonali opened the scoring in the 24th minute. It wasn't some tactical masterpiece, just a sloppy midfield giveaway. Alexander Isak drew defenders away and set up Tonali, who finished with ease, as if in training, but it wasn't luck. It was the result of relentless pressing from Newcastle, starting deep in United's half. And United's midfield? They couldn't even handle the most basic pressure. Garnacho's equalizer in the 37th minute was a rare spark, but it only served to highlight the vast gulf in mentality between the two teams. Newcastle didn't panic. They regrouped, reset, and carried on as if nothing happened. United? They looked rattled, like their goal was a fluke. They didn't believe in themselves. The second half was a horror show for the visitors and a masterclass from the hosts. Just 4 minutes after the break, Jacob Murphy whipped in a simple cross and Harvey Barnes tapped in unmarked. Too easy. Then came the third, the turning point. Harvey Barnes dispossessed Mazraoui, sprinted past an entire redshirt defense, and slotted home coolly. No tackle, no resistance. Just one man running, 5 others watching. The fourth? It was a gift. Altay Bayender, in goal for United, passed the ball straight to Joe Linton, under zero pressure. He calmly found Bruno Guimaraes, who curled it in with surgical precision. And in that moment, any lingering hope that Bayender might be the answer to United's goalkeeping woes vanished. The match ended 4-1, but you didn't need the scoreboard to measure the collapse. Just watch the effort. Newcastle pressed non-stop, from minute 1 to 90. Every player ran, fought, battled. Lost the ball? Win it back immediately? United? After the 65th minute, it was like they stopped trying. No shouting. No urgency. No sign that anyone on that pitch wanted to change anything. That's the most worrying part. Not that United lost, but that no one finds it unusual anymore. That's the brutal truth this match at St. James Park laid bare. After the final whistle, even former legends couldn't hold back. Gary Neville, normally measured in his words, didn't sugarcoat anything. "This is desperate," he said. And he didn't speak emotionally, he pointed to the real issue, the lack of quality in the squad. Apart from Bruno Fernandes and Amad Diallo, I honestly don't know who I can trust in this Manchester United side anymore. Roy Keane didn't hold back either, seizing the moment to point out the obvious. This is a team lacking not just in quality, but in physical and mental strength. Let's be clear, he didn't say they were just playing badly. He said they were weak. That's not just criticism of form, that's an indictment of character, of mentality, of leadership. For Keane, defeats like this are no longer just stumbles. They're signs of a team that has completely lost the ability to fight back. Even Bruno Fernandes didn't try to sugarcoat it. He admitted, "We're not consistent. We're not brave." Then added, "It's frustrating, because I know we can play better. But this season, inconsistency has destroyed us." A few seasons ago, those comments might have been dismissed as harsh. But today, when every word matches what we see on the pitch, no one can say they're overreacting. In fact, the real question now is, have we hit rock bottom, or is there still more humiliation to come? With systemic flaws still unresolved, while attention naturally falls on individual players, it would be a mistake to ignore the growing concerns around Ruben Amorim's tactical setup. Since replacing Ten Hag, Amorim has implemented a system with 3 center-backs and 2 high-flying wing-backs. On paper, it's meant to improve space control, ball progression from deep, and width in attack. But football isn't played on paper, and this system simply doesn't work without the right players. Gary Neville asked a brutally simple question: who in this squad is a proper wingback, fast enough to bomb forward? disciplined enough to track back? Then there's the midfield, which turned into an outright liability against Newcastle. Manuel Ugarte and Victor Lindelof were tasked with progressing the ball. But neither are naturally suited for that. Ugarte is strong in the tackle but stiff under pressure. Lindelof? A centre-back forced to play like a midfielder, a tactical risk that wasn't just unnecessary, it was reckless. That decision led directly to Newcastle's opening goal. Ugarte attempted an unnecessary diagonal pass, intercepted by Murphy, who set up Tonali to score. This wasn't just an individual error. It was a symptom of players being played out of position, and more critically, being asked to perform roles they simply aren't equipped for. The issues didn't stop there. Further up the pitch, Amorim's system relies on deep-lying forwards to create. But when Fernandes drops too deep to receive the ball, and Joshua Zirkzee, the only player who can hold it up, goes off injured, the entire attacking shape collapses. No link-up, no structure. And the worst part? This isn't new. These same flaws have surfaced again and again all season. United look lost in possession and disjointed in attack. They may dominate the ball, but they don't control matches. And every turnover feels like a potential disaster waiting to happen. To be fair, Amorim clearly has ideas. But ideas aren't enough. Turning ideas into results requires the right tools. Right now, United don't need another philosophy. They need a hard pause. A moment of honesty to ask, are we building the team we want, or trying to assemble something we clearly don't have the pieces for? If the loss to Newcastle was a slap in the face, then the league table is a cold, hard indictment. After 32 games, Manchester United sit 14th, a staggering 17 points behind the Champions League spots. Even if they win all 6 of their remaining matches, they'll max out at 56 points, fewer than in the 2021-22 season, which was widely labeled a disaster. Now, that disaster has a whole new definition. Technically, the Europa League remains their last lifeline. The second leg of the quarter-final against Lyon is still level at 2-2. There's still a chance. But based on what we've seen, especially against well-drilled, fast-moving teams, no one truly believes United can go far in Europe, let alone win it. No one is shocked when they lose anymore, even when they're hammered. No one expects them to play well even against weaker sides, and fewer fans still believe that any coach, be it Ten Hag or Amorim, can fix a squad that is rotted from the inside in both mindset and spirit. Yes, there will be changes. There will be new signings, a revamped analytics department, and bold declarations about long-term projects. But none of it will matter unless one thing changes first: the mentality, the standards, the bare minimum belief in winning. The saddest part of the story today isn't the scoreline or the standings. It's that no one is surprised anymore when Manchester United get humiliated.